Welcome back and Assalamu alaikum. The final segment of BFA's On The Ball show, right? We were talking about First Division. We've got one outstanding result that we just want to talk about. We did say we're going to have a quick chat about it. Newark beating Elsa 5-3. Shual, I'm going straight to you. What's going on with Newark? All of a sudden they're conceding goals, or is it that the opposition have become stronger all of a sudden?
I mean, when I played them the first week, straight on the show I did say as well, I'm kind of glad we played them earlier on in the season because they're new to the league. I think they were new in terms of setup, and as I kind of mentioned it as well, new players are coming in and out, and I think they're slowly finding their feet. To get 3 goals past Newark is not easy. I've played them, very strong defensively. They've got Nana at the back. You know, keeper-wise, they're always very strong. So it was good for them to get 3 goals. That was the first thing that I noticed, and I mentioned it to you off air as well. For them to get 3 goals there, so things are going in the right direction, definitely for Elsa. I just think maybe defensively they just need to tighten things up there. Possibly.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the league table. They've conceded 31 but scored 12. So if they can shop at the back, you know, they're not far from getting their first point on the board. You know a bit about Elsa. You know Enam pretty well.
Basically, yeah. I haven't seen the team play, to be honest, but I know the manager, Enam is a good mate of mine. He can be sometimes a very stubborn manager. He wants to do his way, and it's, you know, I don't know if it's his problem or the players, but you know, it seems like they're not doing well. But his other team, E7, sounds like they've done a good job today.
We'll talk about that. I'll give that away in a bit. We'll come on and talk about that in a bit. Taif, you've like I said, you've played against both these teams. Newark, obviously, I'm assuming is going to be one of the favourites for the league with them and Brick Lane. What's your take on Elsa? Have you seen them play? Have you played against them yet?
We've played against them. I think we won 5-1 against them. Or was it 3-1? Sorry.
All right. Yeah. And so where do you see them, and are they likely to improve as the season goes on, do you think?
I think with all teams, initially when you kick off the season, it's difficult. You're trying to find your feet. You're trying to find the best positions for new players, etc. Trying to see what works. And a few games into the season, I think they should start to mould.
I think it's starting to show. 3 goals against Newark is no easy feat.
It's no easy feat, is it?
I think that's one thing I was going to touch on. I think Brick Lane Newark next week should be a really big game. That's the top 2 taking on each other.
Hopefully we'll have the cameras at that game. So and I'm fingers crossed we can get Brick Lane and or Newark on the show as well to give their thoughts on everything. So that's Division 1 wrapped up, guys. So we the table, Brick Lane obviously top of the table, top of the tree on 18 points, followed by Newark. So yeah, so the still at the bottom of the table, propping up the table, Elsa and IFE not got a single point. Elsa looking like they're nearly there or thereabouts to get their first point. Can you get it before Christmas, guys, is the question. I hope so. I'm rooting for you. Division 1 table is on the screen in front of you guys. So there you go. As you can see, well done to Brick Lane. Keep on winning, scoring goals. But they've conceded 10, so there's hope for everybody. You guys get your attacks going, and if you can close shop with them, who knows? Taif, is there any hope of anyone beating Brick Lane?
What I think they do really well is their defensive line. So as a striker, when I played against them today, what they did is, as soon as the midfielder looks to play that ball in behind, they push up together. When they get it right, it's amazing. They caught us 4 or 5 of our players offside in one goal. And then when it goes wrong for them, it only went wrong today once, and I scored. But most of the time, they get it right. And anything that does go in behind, and they're not able to use the offside trap, with their keeper was amazing in coming out and just smothering the ball out.
All right. Okay, so I think that's a well done to Nurbay out there. Congratulations, and guys, keep up the good work, and all the other teams. In particular, Elsa and IFE, guys, I'm rooting for you. Get your first points. I want you to see them points on the board next week, inshallah, all being well. Right, let's move on to Premiership results from today. The Premiership results will be on the screen in front of you any second. Shuel, FC Bengals continue to win on the march. We talked about them last. You know, with the results are on the screen. I'm going to run you through them. FC Bengals beating Shadwell 9-0. That is a bit of a trouncing, isn't it? It's not. Shadwell, I don't know what's going on there. They seem to be conceding a lot of goals. Is it the youth in the team? Do they need a bit more experience? I know Shelim's not involved, Sana's not involved. Maybe they need to start getting involved. London Central, we'll talk about this game. It was a bit of a strange affair. After being 3-1 up, E7 come back to win the game 6-3. Ace, after last week's thrashing to FC Bengals, back on the winning ways, winning 9-1 against East 1. Well done to Hassan and his boys, and unlucky Jamal Bhai at East 1. And Mohammedan winning again 3-2. Very tight game with Abahani. Well done, and we can chat about that as well. So, guys, let's look at the Premiership table as well if we can. At the top, as expected, FC Bengals continue on their 100% record. Can anyone beat them? Will they go the whole season without dropping any points is the question. Followed by Ace on 13 and then E7 on 10 points. So I guess that's kind of shaping up as everybody expected. Is it a case of who's going to finish second now? And I don't know. That's the question. And London Central and Abahani prop up the table at the bottom on only 3 points. So, what's going on in the Premiership?
I was going to say, I'm quite surprised with the East 1 and Ace game, really. Especially after last week, because didn't East 1 beat Mohammedan quite comfortably, didn't they? So, and we had one of the lads on the show, Raju, was it?
Yeah, that's right.
And he was really up for that game there. So I don't know if any of you guys want to call in. I'd love to hear from them to find out exactly what happened there, because
well, it was important that Ace got back on winning ways.
Absolutely.
They've not had the easiest of seasons.
But they're both fighting for second place. That game was who was going to go clear second. And it looks like Ace really came out guns blazing. Yeah, it'd be interesting to know whether they had a lot of the players back today, because I know they were missing a few last week. So well done to Ace, well done Hassan. Keep it up, good work. Right, so I want to talk about the E7 and London Central game. They were 3-1 up. For those that don't know, and I'm sure that E7 started the game with 9 players. We had Enam on the show. He's got 2 teams currently playing in the CFL League. They've got the Elsa we've already talked about. And has he taken on too much? Again, I think today's problems were genuine. He had players on holidays. He had players who were injured, players who just couldn't make a genuine reason. So he had 9 players. So this was the opportunity for London Central to pick up some points. And being 3-1 up and then losing in the last 10-15 minutes, and in the end losing 6-3. Did they end up having 11 players later on?
No, they didn't.
So they actually played the whole game?
The whole game of 9 men. So it makes it even more of a remarkable feat.
It does. That really does.
London Central, have you seen them play? What's their take on them? They were supposed to be on the show. Unfortunately, they couldn't make it today. But
I was watching a bit of that game there, and I think I started watching the first half there before our game kicked off, and it looked like things were going well from what I saw there before we started warming up. So I think I saw one of their goals there. So I was under the assumption that it probably would be. I actually didn't count the opposition number on that side, or I didn't check with anybody to see what was going on there. So that is quite amazing feat, definitely, because 9 players to be not tired, especially after playing 11. I wouldn't be surprised if London Central had subs as well there. So I mean, that's quite interesting, definitely. Yeah.
All right. E7 now. Again, we were talking about E7. You're very close to Enam, the manager there, and
actually, I saw him in the morning before I came to our game. He was celebrating with a couple of his players at home. He was telling me they had nine men, and I think they got a man sent off or something. They ended up with 8 men actually.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, if correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what he mentioned, and he told me, that's how the situation was. So I was surprised myself. That was a good result, great result.
But in your opinion, has Enam taken on too much? Does he need to maybe share?
I mean, he tells me, he needs someone, helping him out, because he's running 2 adult teams. He also, manages the youngsters as well when they have tournaments. He gets manages the youngsters as well. So I think he's doing it all by himself.
Okay.
One-man show, eh?
Yeah. Taif, do you get the opportunity to see many of the Premiership games?
I watched a bit of the Ace game. They were on before us, and I thought, they were really good. I saw Charles playing out on the wings. Either they've got an amazingly strong team, they can put him out on the wing, because I would definitely have him in the centre mid position.
Okay. As a player that's playing in the first division, obviously your aspirations are to play in the Premiership. How do you think your current Poplar team would fare with, let's say, the top 3, the Aces and the FC Bengals and the E7s?
I mean, we played with them in the tournament, and it was with Ace in the recent Palestine tournament, which was end of summer. And we only lost 1-0, which we thought was amazing.
That's a good result,
considering the strength and depth they have within that team.
Yeah, definitely.
I think at the moment we'd probably find it difficult playing against some of them teams from the Premier Division.
Okay. But let's move on to another result from today. Mohammedan finding their way again, winning 3-2. And I just got to give a bit of a shout out to our very own Arrows Bhai. His son, who's only 17, who played, I think, one of the youngest players in the Mohammedan team, quite an experienced team to say the least. He's now playing. He's following his father's footsteps. Scored 2 goals today, so backed himself
wow,
his race. So well done, mashallah. A future talent. He's a very exceptional player. Does really well. So I know Ibrahim, you're watching. I hope you're watching. Well done today. Keep up the hard work. Keep training. And hopefully, you even get yourself down to sporting training, because the future's bright for you. You should be aiming to play and being part of that sporting setup as well. So well done. This is just the start of your road to, I guess, a bright footballing amateur football career. Well done, and well done to Mohammedan. You know a lot of the boys down at Mohammedan.
Definitely.
What are their hopes now for the season?
I mean, I think they want to step back up and hopefully get into the top 3. I mean, I was speaking to Akudus earlier to find out. I mean, I was teasing him, saying, "Oh, did you get a penalty?" He's renowned to get penalties and so forth there. But yeah, he actually, I think he scored the 3rd goal there, so he did really well there. He was quite chuffed with himself. But earlier on in the game, I mean, before kickoff, I think he was concerned about a lot of people not being showing up there. So I think this is what their problem has been. He's telling me that the numbers or the players that are coming in, they're not regular and they're not consistent, is what he's told me there. So I think having change of squads on a regular basis does make a difference there. When you look at your FC Bengals and so forth, they have the same. There's quite a big consistency, especially down the core, the spine. The keeper's the same, the midfield and the centre back seem to be, and they've got Drogs up top every week there. So having that consistency always really does help things there.
Okay.
Sure, but what do you think has gone wrong? Considering when we both played for Mohammed and B a few years back, they had 2 teams with subs, everything. When we would turn up to training, it was like a good 50 of us training together. So what's gone?
I'm not sure. Honestly, I can't really say what it could have been.
Is it a case of they need some fresh blood?
Definitely. I think. I mean, but then again, Kamal and Iqbal have started, and have started right at the bottom. They've got their own youth team, kind of entering tournaments and leagues and so forth there. So they're starting from the bottom and working their way up from there. But I think they need something in the middle. I mean, Saya has that and so forth. I'd probably suggest that Poplar needs to do something similar as well there, because Saya, in terms of their future, I mean, Summer League we had 3 teams, just to say, the kind of depth that we have just for senior football alone, and then we've got the youth teams that as well there. So the setup's really good there, but I think you do need that, and I think that big gap in between is always going to be a problem.
All right, let's just wrap up with the Premiership by talking about FC Bengals. I spoke to the manager earlier. He did give me a name to kind of mention. They won 9-0 again. They continue banging in goals. Today's goal scorer, the guy who I guess the manager's going to be giving man of the match to, is Craig Tompkins. If you're watching, well done. Left winger. He played for Uxbridge last season in the semi-pro level at the Southern Football League and scored 33 goals. So today was his first game. He was as winger and got a hat-trick. So well done, and well done to all the FC Bengal boys, guys. Keep up the good work and give the guys a bit of a chance. You're making it look too easy. Hopefully at some stage, I did speak to Imran and Kausar and Co. We hope to get a few of the FC Bengal boys, because like I said, a lot of them do play semi-pro level. It'll be interesting to get their views on CFL, get their views on amateur football in particular, and the difference between semi-pro and amateur. So looking forward to that. That's going to happen in the next few weeks, I hope. So well done, guys. So that's the Premiership wrapped up, and I guess CFL until next week, I guess. I know there's a couple of big games next week. We mentioned Newark, Brick Lane. Good luck to both teams, and hopefully we'll have the cameras at that game. Looking forward to having you both on the show to discuss it in more detail as well. Right, so CFL action all done. Let's talk about the more important things. Only joking. BFA award ceremony tomorrow down at Troxy. Massive. It's the biggest event of the BFA calendar, I guess. It's chock-a-block as usual, but the event is the 18th annual award ceremony, it's taking part at Troxy. It's a usual event, usual venue. We're expecting it to be bigger and better than anywhere ever before. We're going to have a lot of the kids. This emphasis is going to be on youth this year. We've got all the academy boys coming down, Tower Hamlets Youth League, all the kids and winnings and winning teams and the runners-up will be there, as well as CFL, Bangla League teams, also veterans football as well, with some good guests. We're going to have some entertainment as well. We've got get there early. I think we've got the opening to the show is going to be a bit different. So if you've not been before, definitely do not miss it tomorrow. For all the kids out there watching, tomorrow promises to be an interesting event. So guys, get yourselves down. Shuel, you've been to a number of BFA award ceremonies. What can people expect for those people that haven't been to a BFA award ceremony before? What can they expect?
I think it's an eye-opener, because you realise exactly how vast the BFA setup is, because you go from the youth all the way up to the vets and so forth there, and you're talking about the semi-pro team as well, which I think is impressive. I mean, so I think last year was when was it probably the first time we had the kids, and it was brilliant. I think they really enjoyed it. I mean, I know a couple of the kids that play in the youth setup there as well. So for them to see us and that they realise where we are, and I think it gives them kind of stepping stones or goals to achieve and so forth there. And I think it's really good. So you have the entertainment there, but also getting everybody together to kind of reminisce over seasons gone or the season itself as well. It's definitely good. I really enjoy it every time I go.
Taif, have you been to any of these awards?
No, tomorrow's going to be my first one. I'm actually picking up an award.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
I know which one as well.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fine. What's the award that you're winning tomorrow? You know that you're picking up.
Golden Boot for Division 2.
That was CFL last season, yeah?
Yeah.
How many goals?
Summer League.
Summer League.
Yeah.
Okay, so how many goals did you score in the summer?
I think it was about 10.
Don't pretend you don't know. I think it was 10.
Exactly.
That's not bad at all, is it?
Yeah.
Because you only play, 8 games, 9 games?
Yeah.
Yes.
8 games and scored 10.
Yeah.
I think this year's Golden Boot winners have been deserved. I think in every league we've had some. We had Melford who called in last week from FC Bengals, and Mohammedan over the summer. He bagged in, I think, 12 goals in 7 games or something.
But for my ones, I think I owe my team a massive thank you, and they should be sharing the glory with me. Unfortunately,
you only get one trophy. But you know what? He's going to share it with every one of you. That's how.
We get the road to set up, so they can keep it in different houses every month.
Like that's going to happen. Have you been to any of these shows?
Not really, because when we was playing back in the days, we didn't have these kind of service basically. So this is going to be my first one as well, because my son's going as well in it. So I'm going to be.
What are you expecting?
Oh, I'm expecting a party basically.
A party. All right. Party. We got kids coming, and Daddy's expecting a party. All right. Okay. Going back to the awards ceremony again. We do have a number of. In the past, we've had Trevor Brooking. We've had the chairman from West Ham. They've come down. So hopefully we'll have a number of special guests for all the kids. I know Anwar's going to be there as well. Anwar Uddin. Like I said, the focus really is on youth. The academy boys are gonna be there in their numbers. We've done a little video as well, which has turned out really good. So I'm really excited to watch that tomorrow actually, because it's not been finalised as yet. The trophies look amazing. We've spent more than ever on the trophies. It's tomorrow, and I know the BFA MC members are going to be busy tomorrow picking up the trophies and dropping them off. So any volunteers out there, please be at BFA office 1 o'clock sharp. We need a hand with the trophies. So with regards to yourself, in terms of what your expectations are, and Saya themselves, I know they'll be involved in the award ceremony.
Yes.
Is this something that you're familiar with, or you do it once a year? How does it work for you at Saya?
I mean, we normally. I mean, I think last year, because we won the division in the summer league, I think we requested more tickets to try to get as many people from our squad in. I think we came runners up this year, so we've only gone with a set 10.
So just give people a kind of a vague idea of how it's. So for those that haven't been, for the teams maybe that might have won something this season but never been, you're given the award, and then what happens? You go on the stage. What's the limelight all about?
Well, I mean, you do get that recognition, as in they'll talk about how the league has gone. I mean, like Taif said, I think you get the Golden Boot award for each division there. And then the runners-up and the winners will go up onto stage to actually pick up their awards as well there. And then you are taking pictures afterwards as well. So it's nice. I think you get that.
It is really. It's all about the razzmatazz.
The
razzmatazz of the whole year. You can't. You look forward to this, and this is a bit. There's no point in being shy. It's once in a year, guys. So make the most. If you've won something tomorrow, we've got cameramen there. You've got your phones. You've got your mates. If you're on the stage, don't be shy. Get them photos, click them cameras, enjoy it. Taif, that's my advice to you as well, mate. I've never had the pleasure of winning an individual award. So make the most of it. Make the most of it for sure. Right. So that's the BFA tomorrow's BFA 18th annual award ceremony, guys. Please, if you've been invited, make sure you get there on time. Registration is from 6 o'clock. The show will start 7 o'clock prompt. And like I say, we do have a special opening for you as well, so it'll be interesting. So get yourselves there on time, and hopefully look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And that's at Troxy in Whitechapel. Right, so that's the award ceremony over and done with. We also have the sporting senior team that have been playing games as well over the last few weeks. been a bit of a up and down last few weeks. We win one, we lose one, we win one, we lose one. Not the most consistent. Well, I guess it is in a way, isn't it? Really? It is consistent, but we want to be a bit more positive.
We want, though.
Yeah, not the consistency we want. So they lost on the weekend. The most recent game to Barking on the weekend, they lost 3-0. So unlucky, guys. But listen, guys, we're still in one of the cups. So let's get together, training, and hopefully Mammon and the boys can start getting on a winning run. Because I know when they do get these winning runs, they go on for 4, 5, 6 games. So keep working, guys, and hopefully if you're in the Mile End area over the weekend, I think they've got Basildon at home. Please get yourself to the game at 3 o'clock. Free entry. Enjoy it. Come and watch your home team play. So good luck, boys, on Saturday against Basildon. It should be a good game. What else have we got? Academy continues on every Thursday.
Yep.
Like I said, we've had some of the boys under 11s. That's growing from strength to strength. Last week at the Academy, I think, back me up by all means here, we had over 80 kids.
Wow.
The weather wasn't the best, and turnout was amazing. Every week we're getting new recruits. The reputation is growing. Our stature is growing, and the quality, more importantly, is there now, is growing as well. We've got some very good potential at this academy. It's up to the parents and it's up to BFA and the community to work together to provide as much support for these kids as possible. Now, whether that means Sporting Bengal academy team, or whether if you're not quite good enough to get into that team, what we can do and what we have worked with is we work with the local clubs. So we will find you a club in your area that you can go and play in the Tower Hamlets Youth League with, and we've done that with a number of the kids, and it's worked out brilliantly because the kids are getting trained on a Thursday and they're playing on a Saturday if they're not playing on a Sunday.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so Shuel and Osaya have got a youth setup.
Yes.
Obviously, it's a recommendation. We've seen the problems Mohammedan are having.
Yeah.
Taif, yourself at Popular, you've got a youth setup there as well. Shajim's also set that up. It's essential, isn't it?
Definitely. I mean, the best thing is that it's the senior players that are taking at Saya. What we've done is the senior players have kind of taken up different parts where we've got different senior players taking on the 10s, the 11s, the 13s, and so forth there, and they're actually enjoying it more than the kids are. I think at first they're thinking, oh, management isn't for me. 12, 15 kids, how am I going to cope? And once they get into it, I mean, you really are seeing these managers on the sidelines really pushing them along, and it's fantastic. And like it is, it's a community thing, and it's getting the kids busy together and having that congregation that we should always have really with kids. I mean, it's one thing we didn't have. I mean, okay, these are two Northerners talking here, but we did have it, but amongst our community, our Bangladeshi community, it's very difficult for us to do that. So I think the kids here should realise how fortunate they are and take a grasp of this and take an opportunity to come along and enjoy this without a doubt. And I think kids are doing that. You're starting to see this, and the football's showing as well, because the results you're talking about with the Tower Hamlets youth teams and the Sporting Academy, the setup and so forth there, it seems to be really good, definitely.
How's your setup looking at? How many teams do you have?
2 at the moment. We're at really early stages. I've done a couple of coaching sessions with the kids.
How are you finding that?
It's difficult to say the least.
What age group?
I think they're under 14s.
Okay.
Kids can be difficult to work with, but
that's a difficult age group, to be honest. It is a very difficult age group. But talking about youth teams, the Tower Hamlets Youth League kicks off this weekend coming. So guys, if you haven't registered your teams, we've had exceptional teams coming in already. I think we're close to 40 teams amongst. We've got under 8s this year as well. So if you have a setup and you want to put under 8s, it's the first year we're doing under 8s. We're looking for teams in the area. Currently we've got 3 or 4 teams. Please get in touch with BFA. We really want to set this happen and make it happen. It's 5-a-side, so 8s, 10s, 12s play 5-a-side and 7-a-side down at Mile End, and we have the 14s and the 16s, and they play at Stepney, Millwall Park, Bartlett Park and Mile End. So guys, really do get involved. You've got a week to register your teams. Get your teams in and let's make this bigger and better Tower Hamlets Youth League, Winter League than ever before. So in the interest of time, we've only got a few minutes left. What else is there left to talk about? We talked about the mentoring program. Noor Jahan from BFA, one of our workers there. If you're in the Tower Hamlets Youth League, or even if you're not, and you want to get involved and you want Noor Jahan's advice or her support, get in touch with Kamrul or Ayaz in the office, and they'll send you in the right direction. As Daryl from Acorn touched on last week, it's a massive project for us, and the rewards for not just BFA, but more importantly for you guys as the clubs and your individuals within your clubs, the youth. That's what it's about. It's second to none. So we will get Noor Jahan on the show to tell her experiences and share her experiences with you guys. So get in touch with the office. Make sure you use our mentoring service, and also Girls Academy every Thursday, 4:30 to 6 o'clock. Any girls aged between 6 to 16, please come down, make the most of it. Qualified coaching you're going to get. Enjoy it. Right, guys, we're out of time. Don't forget BFA award ceremony tomorrow evening starts at 6:30 at Troxy. Get yourselves there. Do not be late. It promises to be a brilliant evening. Taif, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it. It's been interesting and brilliant to have you on. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Shuel, as ever, see you next week.
Indeed, you
And
will.
thanks very much. And thank you very much. Thanks for coming on, This has been interesting. Your input's been good as ever. And hopefully have you on the show. And good luck with your son and good luck with the academy. Keep doing what you're doing. Parental support is essential, guys. And Shahidus, you and your other parents out there do a brilliant job, and we appreciate it as well. So thank you for that. Right, guys. Until next week, I've been Imrul Ghazi. You've been watching BFA on the Ball. Thank you very much, and have a great evening. And Assalamu alaikum.